Radiant's top tower is under attack. Dire's middle tower is under attack. Dire's middle tower is under attack. Dire's bottom tower is under Dire's middle tower has fallen.
Enough with you. Visitors to the outer dark. I was meant to have this.
For a short period of time. But that tier 2 tower, yeah, his end has been coming. For Navi, the point to defend is high ground. The question will be the situation that EG will be willingly going into. They still have the Aegis model, we have to keep that in mind. And they do have that cheese over on Sumail. So Arteezy wants to say hello first.
Yeah, they can really just afford to do the slow siege. They're not in any real hurry. The Aegis still has 4 minutes on it, I believe.
Yes. No, 1 minute.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, 1 minute left on the Aegis model.
It slowly dwelled down during the pause.
It's easy to lose track of time. But Arteezy may not even care anyway. He's got an Abyssal Blade with his BKB and Blink Dagger. Like 36 minutes in, there's very few heroes which will be able to contest him. The only problem would be is if he's found a little bit too deep, then Ra could control him with that duel, or potentially Dendi messes around with him with both Rod of Atos and Astral Imprisonment.
Yeah, and PPD chooses to buy up the Ghost Scepter, which is probably a smart idea in the actual team fights rather than going for the Boots of Travel, because at this point, there's very little chance of Navi actually splitting up. So getting those pick-offs around on the lanes with the Beastmaster is no longer an option, whereas the Ghost Scepter is going to help you survive against the Outworld Devourer.
Mm-hmm.
That name just doesn't roll on the tongue, does it?
It really doesn't. That's why we call him the OD. Yeah. I don't even remember his original name anymore.
Obsidian Destroyer.
Obsidian Destroyer? Yeah. See? I'll change his name back, and we'll remember his name when Pit Lord gets released in Dota 2.
My personal preference is courtesy of Monip, I think. It's the Outhouse Decorator.
As long as you're happy with blood on your walls, yeah, I can see that happening. Astral blood. No, but then he keeps farming up. We were talking about his critical item before our break, which was the Scythe of Ice, pick up for him. Is that just going to give them a lot more control and potential ways they can kill off Sumail? Because Sumail obviously didn't want to build into a BKB, especially this early on. So it would be a guaranteed hex to come out from him.
To summarize for everyone just tuning in now, during the break, Basically what happened is Navi had a very substantial lead 10 minutes in this game. Something they could have very well pushed for objectives for, taking down tier 2 towers. They chose not to, and EG avoided every single fight they could for about until the 30-minute mark, where EG then took a fight, killed four of Navi's heroes, and ever since then Navi has been forced to stand in their base, afraid of fighting.
They're just worried because fear, like, okay, Dandy, maybe this could be the first opening. Goes for the imprisonment. General just commits the ultimate. It's right on the end of the beast box for the tornado. Perfect from Samel, sitting Dandy up. He didn't get the BKB down in time. As now, Ursa goes to work. Taneko, defensive imprisonment. The Faceless Void has already dropped down, but Diddy Ra comes in looking for the duel over on Samel. The damage, it won't be enough from Diddy Ra. General's coming in to help Mal, looking for the time for the cheese. It comes off at the right time. At the same time, you have lost RTZ. The buyback comes out from General. That's how we got into the fight. You lost Dendy on the back line. Navi, it could have been worse. You have to remember, at that time, the Aegis Immortal was already gone.
If we were to look away from the track goal, I'm not entirely sure they got any of that. They probably did. That was actually fine for Navi. Going even like that, well, they did the buyback actually, so that was not even at all.
It was about a 1k swing in gold.
Yeah, they did get the cheese away from the Invoker though.
But they did.
Small comfort.
Both Aegis and Cheese down, so Navi's next fight can be a lot better. Smail gonna try and go solo right now over on Diddy Ra. He cannot survive through that. The Forge Spirits are also in the greatest position ever. Already sitting up in the lane. And that kind of play, like the ultimate space creator right now is this Invoker. You were talking about at the very start of this game how when you go for this core Swex, he could have gone for something more like an Orchid and just run around the map, finding these pickoffs, taking out these cores, and then making their next push or next objective EG even easier. He didn't even do that now. In fact, we're building into that Octarine, only about 800 gold away from it. Already has the Agnums, Shivas, Boots of Travel, and this was an Invoker who, in the first 10 minutes, had to abandon his mid lane twice.
And Navi's objective now is to keep Dendy alive in these fights and make sure that he can actually hit targets. Dendy messed that fight up a bit by not BKBing in time, so he got hit by the Tornado of the Invoker. And then he got swapped out because RTZ jumped on him, so Soneko did his part.
If he actually got that BKB off in time, they probably would have ended up killing Universe before he triggered anything.
Yeah, exactly. So, a bit of a misplay by Dendy. There's now a Lotus Orb up on Artstyle's chin. So, hopefully he can keep Dendy alive through the Raw.
It's a good way to stop the initiation of PPD. He can't just jump in and do whatever the hell he wants, or he can just break off the stuns.
Well, both the Chrono and the Legion Commanders doing a great job at keeping especially the Lion and the Invoker at bay.
Just good positioning from General. Denny still needs more money for this scythe. But he decided to actually go for the Ultimate Orb as opposed to going in for the Mystic Staff. I was interested to see like which path he would go, if he'd actually even buy the whole thing up and sacrifice his buyback. You kind of feel like Navi is in that position where you just have to have everything.
See how far up Artesis is playing. They are very confident that there's no way Navi wants to fight them that far out of the race.
Yeah. Well, Navi want to fight really close to their own, so if they do buy back like that moment with General, he could just like leap straight back into the engagement. They're gonna